好，那现在我来介绍一下我们今天的贵宾哈。The guest of honor today is Professor Janet Napolitano. She's the director of the UC Berkeley's Center for Security in Politics. And she's been in various of important positions before, either in the governor's position or as Ministry of the Department of Mainland Security and Mainland Security. Homeland Security. Right now, no, she's in our university signing the MOU with the College of Social Science. We have this honor to invite her over to give us a speech on the collaboration between higher education institutions, and she will give us like 10 to 20 minutes for students Q&A. So without further ado, let's value our excellent opportunity to hear Professor Napolitano's speech. Let's have
Well, greetings. Can you hear me? Yep, thumbs up? Okay. Greetings. It is a great pleasure to be here with you at NTU for this momentous occasion. I would like to thank the Taipei Economic and Cultural Representative Office in Washington for inviting me to Taipei, and I would like to thank my NTU colleagues both for their hospitality and for their hard work in helping make this signing a reality. You know, people often say that academia moves more slowly than government. But you wouldn't know it by how quickly we were able to put this MOU together. It moved like lightning, and Berkeley and my center on campus are thrilled to be building this partnership with you and the NTU community. You know, this is actually my first visit to Taiwan, and I'm very much looking forward to engaging with counterparts and also into soaking in the rich culture of Taipei and all that this amazing city has to offer. My name is Janet Napolitano, and I'm a resident of Berkeley, California, commonly considered the epicenter of the free speech movement in the United States and home of America's finest public research university, the University of California at Berkeley. I am also a professor, faculty director, and founder of the Berkeley Center for Security in Politics. My center is focused on examining the nexus between security and politics in the United States and bringing together leading practitioners and best-in-class researchers to solve some of the most pressing challenges facing the United States today. Our key areas of focus and research are in strengthening democratic institutions, thinking about issues related to technology, technology design, and cybersecurity, to ensure that thought and deliberation goes into the development of new and emerging tools. And finally, examining the security issues that arise out of climate change, such as its effect on weather patterns, food, and water security. In addition to addressing you today, I'm eager to further explore collaborations during my visit that may be established between Berkeley and Taiwan academic and research institutions that are of shared interest. I would also like to say that there are already robust and enduring ties between Taiwan and Berkeley. Here in Taiwan, we have 1,323 Berkeley alumni, 424 undergrads, 887 graduate students, and 12 who were both undergrad and graduate students. Currently, we have 279 Taiwanese students enrolled at UC Berkeley, which is an increase of over 60% over the last 5 years. Over the last 5 years, UC Berkeley has hosted 45 visiting student researchers, 59 visiting scholars, and 48 postdocs from Taiwan. UC Berkeley also has an impressive student exchange program with partnerships with NTU for summer, fall, spring, and year-long study abroad programs. We also have the Taiwan Berkeley Fellowships, a partnership with the Taiwan Ministry of Education to support Taiwanese students of outstanding talent in their pursuit of doctoral studies at UC Berkeley. In addition, the U.S.-Taiwan Next Generation Working Group, an in-depth training program for scholars and policymakers with an interest in U.S.-Taiwan relations who show promise as future experts on foreign affairs in relation to Taiwan. Berkeley and Taiwan also work closely together on industry-sponsored research and innovation and entrepreneurship, with partners like the Industrial Technology Research Institute and the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, each with over 15 research projects in partnership with Berkeley to date. Another important Berkeley research partnership is the Berkeley Taiwan Health Innovation Accelerator. This program is a partnership between Berkeley School of Public Health, UC Berkeley-based business accelerator Skydeck, and the Ministry of Science and Technology and the National Council of Taiwan. The program connects representatives from Taiwanese medical technology startups with Bay Area health system leaders, pharmaceutical representatives, experts in regulatory and reimbursement strategies, and life science investors. The program provides mentorship and coaching and helps Taiwan startups expand their impact by connecting with Berkeley and Silicon Valley leaders. These are perfect examples of how we can help each other succeed and make a difference in an important shared industry. So I've just rattled through a lot, but the short version is that the Berkeley-Taiwan friendship and partnership is alive and well, and we are thrilled to broadcast it to the world or to anyone who may be watching or wondering. We are indeed close partners, and my visit this week is meant both to underscore the strength of our relationship and to find concrete and tangible ways to further grow it. Now, prior to founding the Center for Security and Politics, I spent 7 years as the president of the University of California System, which features 10 top research institutions, including not only UC Berkeley, but also UCLA, UC San Diego, UC Davis, etc., etc. I also served as the third Secretary of Homeland Security in the administration of President Barack Obama, and I served in that capacity for almost 5 years. Now, the Department of Homeland Security is the youngest and the third largest department of the United States government. It was formed in the aftermath of the attacks of 9/11 out of the belief that our government would have been better prepared to connect the dots and prevent the attack if disparate elements of the government were all collected under one roof. Now, when the average person thinks about Homeland Security, or outside the United States commonly called interior ministries, they don't immediately think international. They are Homeland Security and interior ministries after all. But in reality, no national government can operate best practice domestic security operations without being international and working closely with international partners. So much of what protecting a homeland or the interior of a country is all about begins abroad in partnership with other interior ministries, allies, friends, and partners. This is true for the United States. It is true for Taiwan. And it's true for any public official wishing to deliver for their people the highest level of freedom, safety, and security. That's why the Department of Homeland Security is in 120 countries. It is why a modern and free state must partner with friends and allies for its own protection. And it's why, in a quickly evolving world, we must be, to quote the motto of the United States Coast Guard, semper paratus, always prepared. It's also why I was proud to admit Taiwan as a partner into a program known as the United States Visa Waiver Program. I did that when I was secretary. Visa Waiver, or VWP as it's known, is a cooperative agreement between participating entities which agree to share data about travelers. In exchange for the robust sharing of data, the participating entity and its people are permitted to travel to the United States for defined periods of time without a visa, even when an individual may be doing a limited amount of work in our country. It is a program in which few around the world have an opportunity to participate because it requires a huge amount of cooperation and communication between the partnering entities, and because it dictates a wide and rigorous set of visa security compliance standards. VWP enhances business that can be done between participant entities. It expedites trade and travel. It improves tourism and student opportunities. And it strengthens the partnership between participants and the United States. I was pleased to welcome Taiwan into VWP when I was secretary, and I'm equally pleased to say that today Taiwan is one of the program's most compliant and successful partners. This is just one example of how the United States Department of Homeland Security has such an international reach, and it is an important use case of how Taiwan is at the forefront of partnerships across the globe, and particularly with the West. Now, let there be no doubt that the world is pivoting towards Asia generally. As regional powers grow into global ones, as new technology, new innovation, and new discovery emerges in Asian markets, and as our society, East, West, and the Middle, grow closer and closer through evolving forms of communication like search and social media, new and more pernicious security vulnerabilities are also arising. Some of these threats are unique to domestic environments, such as rising gun violence in the United States. Others are uniquely international in nature, like what we are seeing with Russia's war in Ukraine. These threats, whether local or international, are a reminder of precisely why we, as members of the higher education community, must work closely together on tackling challenging topics. It's precisely why I founded the Center for Security and Politics at UC Berkeley. And it's why I'm here today at NTU signing this new Memorandum of Understanding. Look, as we face risk, we also face opportunity. A good example of this is in the use and/or misuse of search and social media. As I said earlier, this is one of the research focal points of my center. And it is one because I view misdirection and manipulation of search and social media as one of the key threats facing the United States. We know that U.S. adversaries use these platforms to attempt to divide the American people. It has been happening persistently for years. There are many schools of thoughts about how to counter the threats we face on search and social media, but there isn't one grand version or one silver bullet. Why? Because either the problem is too vast to solve with one approach and requires many, or because one approach has not been invented yet. Either way, this is exactly the type of problem where the higher education community must be involved. We should either be architecting the one solution to this problem, or we should be fashioning the multiples. Either way, this is what higher education does. We identify a problem, we conduct research against it, and we poke, prod, and pry until we solve it. Then we either publish, spin out, and commercialize, or teach it. Often, we do all three. Frankly, this is work we can and are doing on our own at Berkeley, but it is also work that I would like to do with all of you here and with NTU. It is my firm belief that we can build a huge platform between the Berkeley Center for Security in Politics and NTU that tackles real-world challenges with proper academic scholarship and research, and that together we can attract top-level practitioners to collaborate with us on this work, while providing unique opportunities for students to learn, collaborate, and convene locally and internationally. We should be thinking big together instead of just continuing to do the same old thing. We can build a partnership that works for everyone and provides the most compelling and unique learning experiences for our students, and also to solve major global challenges together and help to reunite the global community instead of seeing it continue to fracture and divide. So those are my ambitions and my hopes for what the MOU we signed today will bring to our two academic communities. I am really bullish about where we can take this partnership, and I am grateful to all of you for your hospitality and warmth on my first visit to Taipei. Thank you once again, and let's get after it. And with that, I'm happy to take your questions. Thank you very much.